What's up everybody, it's Tao here from Wine Riot, and this week on the Wine of the Weekend, we're going down under with a quick tour of Australia. Alright, some fun facts about Australian wine that you might not know. First off, they've been making wine here for a really long time. They've had a legit winemaking scene since the early 1700s. The first time their wines did really well in international competition, a gentleman brought the wine, it was a Shiraz, brought it from Australia to Paris in the mid-1800s, can't even imagine how long that took, and won a wine competition. And people were like, we don't even know where Australia is, yet you're beating the crap out of the French. Another thing most people don't know about Australia is where the wine regions are. If you look on a map, they are pretty much all in the very south, and there's only a handful of places that they grow grapes. I mean, the bulk of the country is a huge desert anyways. It's way too hot to grow grapes in the north. And so you have a couple little pockets in the south that they grow the grapes, and that's where the bulk of the wine comes from. So the overwhelming majority of the wine comes from the state of South Australia, around a city called Adelaide. And by around, I mean Australian standards around, like a 20-hour drive radius around there is where the bulk of the grapes are grown. Another thing about Australia is they don't just grow Shiraz. Australia's a very diverse winemaking country. They grow all kinds of grapes, hundreds of different grapes. So you really want to check out something that's like a little bit different, although the Shirazes are really good, so you can drink those too. First up, we have a wine from Giorgio. It's called the Frank Red. This is a blend of Cabernet, Shiraz, and Merlot. A lot of the wines in this region use those same grapes. It's a big, bold, juicy wine. Comes in around 16, 17 bucks. Not terribly expensive, but it's a really great bottle of Australian red wine. Another wine region is in southeastern Australia, so a different region altogether, and if you actually drove from Adelaide to here, it would take you like a bajillion years. This is the state of New South Wales. It's the McWilliams Wilding wine. Now, the overwhelming majority of wines you're gonna find from Australia, especially the reds, are these like big, bold, juicy wines, and this is definitely one of those wines. This wine is a blend of Shiraz, Petit Verdot, and Cabernet Sauvignon. Awesome with barbecue. Gonna want to check this one out. Now on the far western coast of Australia, there's a region called the Margaret River. And this is basically the end of the world. The city closest to Margaret River is Perth, but it's still pretty damn far away, about 2.5 to 3 hours north. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, right on the edge of the continent. This region really benefits from the ocean. So the ocean breeze comes and really cools off the vines at night, but it gets super hot during the day. So you get these big, bold, juicy wines, but you get a lot of this kind of like crisp acidity that comes through. They have a pretty cool wine culture in the Margaret River. There's a lot of small, boutique, family-owned wineries. They're all out here, kind of in the middle of nowhere, making totally awesome wines. With the Lewin Estate Siblings Sauvignon Blanc Semillon. The wine is named Siblings because, again, it comes from a family-run winery. This blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon originates from the Bordeaux region of France. But you find regions all over the world that follow this classic blend. The Sauvignon Blanc brings this crisp acidity, and Semillon is a little bit of a heavier grape. And when it comes from a region as hot as this, you get a very fruity, but still dry white wine. So there's a lot more to Australia than just Shiraz. Check out the different wine regions they have and all the different grapes they grow. Cheers.